So this is a very interesting one, ladies and gentlemen. So when it comes to Madeleine is somebody that came out not long ago, literally defending her relationship with Luke and saying that, listen, guys, I'm not a gold digger, all right? And in fact, we are actually on the road of becoming millionaires. And that information was also involved in her salon. But now we have some new information regarding the status of that salon. So let's get into it. Madeleine faked her Colombian salon business for the show. Well, let's see exactly what it says here. Now, it does start off by letting us know that fans have accused Madeleine, okay, of pretending to own a salon business in Colombia for the sake of the 90-Day Fiance franchise, just to have a storyline. Now, of course, when it came to the storyline itself in particular, this isn't a storyline that began on The Other Way. This is a storyline that they both had also when it came to Love in Paradise. In fact, when it came to Love in Paradise, it was then revealed that Luke had given Madeleine money to be able to open up the story stuff in particular. So much to the point that when it came to her banner, the post at the very top, she had actually spelt the word beauty incorrectly. But hey, let's continue. Now it does say here that she wanted to marry Luke since they've been dating and were engaged. A year or so passed, so she waited for him to come to her permanent, because obviously one of the biggest things that she wanted from Luke in A Love in Paradise was for Luke to come to Colombia on a permanent basis, which didn't happen. So therefore they returned for The Other Way, and in The Other Way, Luke finally made that big jump from moving to the States all the way to Colombia on a permanent basis. But of course, Madeleine definitely grew impatient with Luke purely because he kept telling her promises about how he was going to move here, then move then, and it just never really was happening. So therefore, she gave him a deadline that he then unfortunately made. Yeah. I say unfortunately because if you've seen their relationship on the show, you will know that their relationship is nothing but a choo-choo train wreck. That's the one, train wreck, train wreck. Now, with that being said, we continue down here where it does talk about obviously Madeleine in particular not being a fan favorite, which to be fair does not come as a surprise in any shape or form, because she's somebody that has definitely shown herself to be very loud and to be very ungrateful. So therefore, a lot of fans have ridiculed her. A lot of fans have called her out on multiple times. And then also on top of that, here there is the part where it says that she has insulted Luke many times about not having enough money for their wedding expenses, because this girl wants to have that glamorous wedding that everybody can talk about and say, oh my god, did you see blah 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 blah, because she's somebody who is very materialistic, unfortunately so. And this is why I say Luke should have probably never made the jump from the USA to Colombia, because boy, the man has got a massive history of bankruptcy, and for him to be jumping to another country with a woman that's literally going to keep him in bankruptcy is probably not a good idea. But then at the same time though, has Luke always been in bankruptcy purely because of his own financial choices? I would say probably yeah, to be honest with you, because something that I've noticed throughout the season is that when it comes to finances, Madeleine isn't as bad as what Luke portrays her to be. In fact, it feels as if Luke tries to use Madeleine as more of a scapegoat to why the finances aren't exactly as good as they are, even though it's him that's always making multiple businesses and then failing in those multiple businesses and therefore putting himself in bankruptcy position. So much to the point that before Luke actually flew to Colombia on a permanent basis, his own father even gave him $3,000 just to give him something to kind of keep going. Which, unfortunately, that $3,000 went in one hit, because that $3,000 went straight to the wedding, which even that itself in particular wasn't even enough for the wedding. So there was that whole calamity as well. Now, of course, it does say here that the 20-year-old didn't look like an understanding partner, and rather like somebody who wanted a sugar daddy. And again, Luke has pretty much played into this narrative as much as possible anyway, but he's always making it look as if she's the one with the money issue, which to be fair, I'm not gonna say that she doesn't, because the woman, she loves money way too much. It seems as if she loves the money more than the love. But of course, as you can see, it does say that however, she maintained on social media that she supported him during his bankruptcy. And this is when she spoke about them two being on the road of being what? Of being millionaires, because end of the day, people called her out for being a gold digger. People called her out for looking for a man to be a sugar daddy, and therefore she was like, hold on a minute, me and Luke have been together for a minute now, and throughout that time he has been through a bankruptcy situation, which I stayed with him and helped him out of it. Yeah, which is something that we spoke about in a previous video. So if you haven't seen that video and you want some more details regarding that, please do check it out. Now, with that being said, as you can see here, it continues obviously by saying, why has she played dirty in her career? What proves she did it? I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's always that question, isn't it? Now, here's the thing though. In the most recent season, in the most recent episode that they both appeared on, Madeleine went quite overboard by throwing a cake over Luke. Not because of the whole situation with him not having enough money for the wedding, but due to the fact that he decided to have a bachelor party. Well, he didn't decide. His friend decided to throw him one, and upon throwing him one, well, here's the thing. Luke ended up having the one thing that he was told to not have, and that was a stripper. And because that woman came over, she obviously danced all over him, blah, 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 blah. Madeleine was not happy with the fact that Luke actually entertained the stripper. Luke's defense was, well, when she came over, I didn't touch her. I was like this. Which we all know was a lie, to be fair. He wasn't like this. He was like, okay, baby, take the money. Take the money. The money that I'm probably going to need for my wedding. Oh, yeah, about that. But at the end of the day, Madeleine's whole point wasn't even the fact that Luke was like this and he was trying to avoid. No, it was more the fact that he allowed a stripper to actually dance on him, to grind on him. Because for her, him allowing another woman to touch him up or whatever is basically a sign of saying that, listen, you're also touching her too. If she can touch you, you're basically touching her back. Which, to be fair, it does make sense, to be fair. It does make sense. It does really make sense, you know what I'm saying? So I can see, obviously, why she was obviously vexed with him in that situation. But with that being said, let's get down into the nitty-gritty of the rest of it. So, as you can see here, 90 Day Fiance fans have been on a mission to find evidence against Madeleine's business being fraudulent. Okay, and as you can see, it says at the very bottom, Madeleine's running Salon businesses. Truth is finally exposed. In the latest Instagram post from 90 Day Fiance blogger, fans learned that her entrepreneurship is over. And here's the thing: if it is over, then that means the road of becoming a millionaire is probably going to be non-existent, and also proves that she probably lied about that just to, let people know that she's actually this supporting partner, not this partner that's there to just leech and take from her man. Either way, though, we continue where it says her maid beauty salon is no longer in the exact location of Colombia, has she shared a new photo, which is right here, ladies and gentlemen, which has obviously been shared to us, as you can see. This is the poster last year. Maid beauty, and to be fair, this poster is actually updated because the poster that was there in the season of Love in Paradise, that poster, she actually spelled the name beauty incorrectly, funny enough. So of course there's been an updated photo, which spelling, sorry, shall I say, which is obviously something that appeared in the new season of The Other Way. All right, now as you can see here, this is the picture of last year and this is the picture of today. Not necessarily today, but the other day, okay folks. And obviously here, as you can see, is where the poster itself used to be. Well, I say poster, the banner, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, the banner, the slogan, the logo, this is obviously where it used to be. And obviously, as you can see, it is not there anymore. So therefore, it shows that this business that she has going on or had going on is pretty much gone. It is no longer there anymore. It is now in non-existence. So that obviously tells us one simple thing, and that tells us that the business in particular has probably gone to a bust. I mean, listen, some people could argue and say that maybe the business never existed in the first place. Maybe the business was there just for the TV show. We don't know this, but I'm gonna go off the whim and be polite and say, you know what? I reckon the business probably was there and it just got shut down. The reason I say that is because, well, the same business obviously was built when they were on Love in Paradise. Now, again, at the time in Love in Paradise, the spelling was incorrectly, but clearly it was updated. Unless, of course, in Love in Paradise, the salon was actually in a different location. I don't know. But at the end of the day, obviously, in this season, when we saw her in the opening episode of the season, we see her obviously making the money, counting, saying, look guys, I'm doing so well, blah, 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 blah. And we did see that they had customers coming in and out from Colombia. So I guess unless those people are extras, it does show proof that clearly it was there, it did exist, but obviously sadly now it is now gone to kaput. So therefore her and Luke are probably not in a good position, or they may not be in a good position financially anymore. Who knows? But I will say this though, I do generally believe that these two will return to 90 Day Fiance again for the next season of The Other Way. Look at it this way, Jenny and Summit are literally on every season of The Other Way. So these two probably will be a part of it within the following season, to be honest with you, because, well, why wouldn't they be? The woman is pure drama, and 90 Day love to bring back cast members that are pure drama. But obviously, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, this is the situation regarding Madeleine and her business. So the question is this: is the business there or is it not? Now, bear in mind, even though it does say that this photo was taken a year ago, which I believe is this one and this one is today, bear this in mind, folks, okay? The show itself in particular would have been filmed at least 6 to 8, minimum 6 to 8 months ago, and up to 6 to 8 months, no. It would have been filmed between 6 to 12, 18 months ago. Because usually they film the season a year out, at least, before obviously releasing them. So obviously what we saw on the show is obviously probably legit to when it was filmed. But obviously right now, the question is the business still there or is it gone? Well, the picture says the business is gone. Either way though, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that maybe her and Luke are on a new adventure of how to make some more money to become millionaires? That's the question. But Luke is notorious to be known for setting up businesses and then failing at them and therefore going bankrupt and then having to set up another business. So boy, if that's the case, they're probably never going to get to that millionaire. But to be fair, maybe obviously with the Luke, if as long as the currency he's got coming in is from the United States, I can see why living in Colombia was to be beneficial for them financially anyway. But anyway, it is what it is. And to be fair, maybe she thinks that maybe she meant that they become millionaires in the currency of Colombia, in Colombian currency, when they convert their money from the USD to the currency of Colombia. Maybe that's what she thinks. I don't know. Either way, let me know your thoughts down below, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for your time. Peace.